He doesn't ask you any question. He is not curious about you. He is not wondering about you. He's not interested in your history, where you come from, your family, anything like that. He is just simply just not invested in you. He doesn't put any effort in getting to know you better. Hello everyone, welcome to Geoffrey and Sherry and Innocent Love. Really appreciate you coming on board. So today's message is going to be called 5 Signs Why You Should Not Date This Man, okay? So if you see those 5 signs, then I would suggest that you should definitely not date this man, okay? So of course there are going to be more than 5 signs, okay? But I'm pointing out 5 signs that I think that are very, very important to really take notice of. And if you see those, especially all 5 of them, if now there's one of those and all the other ones don't exist, then maybe you can get by. But if you see all 5 of those signs, definitely do not date that particular man, okay? So with that said, let's go right into it, okay? So sign number 1 why you should not date this man is if he talks a lot about himself, okay? So for example, you go on a date, you meet a nice man, he looks very charming, you sit down, you have a nice dinner, and he starts talking and talking and talking, and he talks about himself all the time. You notice that he doesn't ask you any questions, he doesn't want to know anything about you, he just talks about himself, and you can't even get a word in, okay? He just keeps talking and talking and talking about himself, he's bragging about himself, and all this stuff. If you see that, okay, then this is a very good sign that you should not date him, because it seems like that he's not going to be interested in you much, but he's really trying to talk a lot about himself, maybe make a point, maybe he's bragging about himself, he's very self-centered. You see that, that's a very good sign that you should not date that particular man, okay? Sign number 2 why you should not date this man is he is not invested in you. So basically what I've said in the first one already, that he doesn't show much interest in you at all, okay? He's not really very curious about you. He doesn't give you any compliments. He's just really all into himself. So it's like another angle of him being self-centered and not really focusing on you, but really talking about himself. But like I said, he doesn't ask you any question. He is not curious about you. He is not wondering about you. He's not interested in your history, where you come from, your family, anything like that. He is just simply just not invested in you. He doesn't put any effort in getting to know you better, okay? This is another sign why you should not date this man, okay? Sign number 3 why you should not date this man is that he talks about other people in a negative way. Okay? And this is important, because if you notice that when you sit down and have a conversation with him and he is constantly saying negative things about other people, or maybe even about his last relationship that he used to have, then you can already tell that, hey, maybe one day it's going to be my turn. Maybe one day he's going to talk bad about me. What about me? And you notice that he's constantly talking about other people in a negative way, and he's making himself look like he's the victim and making himself look innocent. You already can tell that this man doesn't want to take any responsibility. Maybe there are some of the things that he did bad in the past that he's not admitting to you, but he's making the other person look bad and not himself, So that's another reason why you should not date this man, especially, for example, I don't know, you order something and the waiter's coming over to bring some food, and he seems to be very mad at the waiter, or angry or impatient. Can you hurry up and bring the food over here? Okay, we're waiting here. We want to eat, stuff like that. You see all these negative signs. This is also another reason why you should not date that particular man. Okay, and I'm saying it again, like before, particular man. I'm not saying any man, okay? But those are the signs where I would say you should not date him, okay? Number 4, Another sign why you should not date that man, and this is a big one, okay? And I think this one particularly, if that's the only sign that you see and everything else is fine, but you see that particular one, I think that would be enough for you not to date him, okay? Even though every other ones are good, okay? This particular sign is called, he wants to sleep with you right away. He wants to have sex with you right away. That's a huge, huge red flag, okay? Because if he, why does he want to have sex with you right away? Why? What's the urge? What is the urge? You know, it's a huge sign, because if he has that urge to have sex with you right away, that means that he's not interested in anything else about you except sex, you know? And usually those type of guys are not really wanting to go into a deeper level with you in a relationship. They just want to have bang bang sex, and then maybe they leave you the next day. Or maybe they see you as a sexual partner only. They may be only attracted to you sexually, but they're not as attracted to you emotionally. They're not attracted to your personality. They're not attracted to your heart. They're not attracted to your ambitions and your interests and who you are as a person. Okay, but they're just attracted to you in a physical way. They're basically sitting there and looking at you as an object, you know, to take advantage of. Okay, and if you see a man who expresses these signs with you right away, you know, like right after the date, you know, he asks you to come into his apartment, to his house, and you already know what's going to happen next. This is a no-brainer. This is a huge, huge sign that you should not date him. And if you do have a date with him and he sends these signs and he wants to have sex with you right away, I'm telling you right now, if you do this, you will regret it, okay? So what I would suggest is, if you see it's coming, you see that he's asking you to come into his room, into his apartment, into his house, or whatever, you know, walk away. Walk away and never call him again, because that's a huge sign that you should not date this man, okay? And my last sign why you should not date this man, number 5, is, now this is a tricky one, okay? And I'm telling you, I will explain it, okay? Some people may not even see that one. They may say that, what do you mean by that, Geoffrey? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, okay? The last sign why you should not date this man is that he is over friendly. Now, what do I mean by that? You know, aren't you supposed to be friendly when you meet somebody? Of course you should be friendly when you meet somebody, you know? You should be very friendly. But if you see somebody who is really, really friendly, and you can kind of like see is putting an act to it, be aware. Be aware, because sometimes they're using it to hide themselves for who they are. You know, they're over friendly. Okay, and by that they're literally putting on an act to cover up themselves to who they really are. They may be a very narcissistic person. They may be very grumpy, and by them being over friendly, they're manipulating yourself. They're manipulating you of thinking that this is who he really is, and you're gonna be like all deceived and like, oh man, he is so nice, he was so friendly, he gave me flowers and this and this and that. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying everybody, there are people out there that are generally really friendly, but I'm saying that they're really super friendly. Do not take this as a bait. Do not believe it wholeheartedly, okay? Investigate that person more, okay? Take your time on, you know, he may just put it on an ad, especially on the first date, okay? If you notice that, you know, and like you date him again and it starts to kind of wear off and he's not going to be as friendly as he used to be, then you know for sure that he was just putting on an act, that he was over friendly. He was over friendly, and he was literally deceiving you, manipulating you, putting on a mask of who he really is, okay? And if you see that, I would say it is a sign that you should not continue dating him, okay? But I could be wrong. It doesn't have to be that way. Maybe he is really sincere, but just be careful, be aware, okay? Don't just buy into this right away. Kind of like take your time with that person, get to know him more, because if this wears off and this over-friendliness goes away, then you know that it was just putting on an act, okay? So those are my 5 signs where I think you should not date a man, okay? There are more than that, okay? There are other signs, okay? But I just wanted to say those 5 signs, okay? And I hope, guys, I hope girls, that you will find a man who will not have these signs, who will be generally kind to you, loving to you, really interested in who you are as a person, because you as a female, you deserve a great man in your life. And I hope and pray that you will find someone, okay? And if you have one, I'm really happy, really blessed that you have found somebody. I pray that you will continue to have a thriving relationship, a thriving marriage in your life, okay? With that said, those are my 5 signs, and that is my today's love advice, okay? So with that said, if you like what you heard, I would really appreciate if you share this video to other people. I want a lot of people to hear about this, okay? This is our goal. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace out.
I've been falling.